What's up, YouTube? HPJ here, and I'm coming at you guys because we are talking Godfest. And from March 31st to April 1st, we are having our next Godfest. And this Godfest is pretty much similar to one of the last ones we've had. It's nothing but 33 stats all around, so that's total plus 99 and a level 50 monster. This may not be like the most go-to Godfest that we've had recently. What I was saying, February and January, where there's been really, really good Godfest. So sometimes we do have these low classed ones. Now, I'm advising if you are a new player to the game or you're a player who's still struggling to get some new cards, I would advise you to take advantage of either this Godfest or take advantage of Dragonbound Dragoncaller and continue to roll till you get a decent enough or a really good leader or sets of subs. The other thing that I do oppose is that keep on to a lot of your duplicates because some cards will allow to be monster exchange, and you can go for a lot of the really good cards and stuff. So if you're looking for anything here or you do grab some good things here, I would suggest taking those, checking the monster exchange and seeing if you can exchange monsters for those. And I'm only recommending this if you need that particular monster, you want the particular monster. If this is your first copy of that card, do not monster exchange it. Keep hold to it, and then later on, if you get duplicates of it, then exchange those duplicates for other monsters that you don't have. That is the best advice I can give to any new player or any player that currently is struggling with building or setting up a team. Now, with that said and done, let's go down the list of cards that we are getting from this Godfest. So this is the total lineup that we're receiving. We have both Draco Blaze, the Master of Nine Strikes, and the Rebellious Child. We have Guardian of the City of Gods, Athena Non. We have both of the Great Witches, Zella and Selene. We have both variations of Odin, red and blue, so no green. And then we have green Sonya and blue Sonya, which means no red. We have 2 out of the 5 Godfest exclusive Dragon Bound cards. We have Ryune and Savia. We have Dragon Caller Kana. We have Fenrir Fizz. We have 3 out of the 5 Arc Demons. We have Dalian, Piedmon, and Grimry. Let's slow down a little so you guys see Grimry's name. Then we have a Tim, Yogg, and the ever faithful lovely ladies of Cotton and Nay. So, looking at this list, I would probably give it, just off the top of looking at it, I give it a B minus. There are a lot of hits, there are a few misses, but when looking at it, there's a ton of good support if you're building a team for, well, wood, light, or dark in the sense. The best thing about this is, of course, the bottom row, especially that corner, both Nay and Cotton. A lot of people love Nay and Cotton because they have so much versatility on any team. Because why? They have 5 various forms that you can fit onto any colored team and still benefit from whatever awakenings they have attached to them. And just the fact that they have their board changing abilities. Yeah, Nay may not have what Cotton has in terms of strength, but if you don't roll Cotton, Nay is your best option, and she still does replicate a lot of what Cotton does, except for her dark form. Her evolved dark form drops jammers, and, well, unless you're running a team like Favoring or Viz, you really don't need the dark form of Nay, unless you want it for a collection. But even then, I would it not have, well, no, I, if you want to go for collection purposes, go for it. But other than that, I really do think that there's a lot of potential here. We still have 2 of the new Godfest exclusives in form of the Rebellious Child and the Master of Nine Strikes. We have we have one of the 3 coin exchange monsters. If you did not exchange your coins when you got them in January, I do feel bad for you, but I do hear that there is another set of coin exchange monsters coming. So, Athena is what I would still call the best of the 3, only because of the fact that she focuses on her attribute and that God typing is something you can easily find throughout this game. Like, there's you turn every stone, there's practically a god monster coming out of the woodworks. Valkyrie would be next to her, and Zeus is pretty much bottom tier if it comes to the three of them. But I do hope to attain Athena because I would love to have her orb skin of all 5 colors of Athena. Zella, which I have 3 Zellas. I'm working on her assist evolution. Zella is beautiful. Zella is amazing. If you're building a green team, Zella is one of your good options next to the Jade Dragon Caller Sonya. It's like we like to call her Gronya, Salvia, and the green variation of Cotton. Like literally those 4 monsters that I just named have superb setups on green teams. Then have superb setups on their own team if they choose to lead. So it's a great setup and opportunity for each of them. And I love both of Zella's both of all 3 forms of Zella, from her weapon assist to her secondary form to her base form, because they all have great abilities. And I'm so glad I have 3 Zella, because literally I can give my weapon assistance to a card. I can have my 1 Zella lead a team. I can have 1 Zella sub a team, and I'd be perfectly fine. Selene, out of all the great witches, I feel like she is the second of the weakest. I feel like the primary colors, red and blue, and well, green is not a primary color, but I feel like looking at it, the first 3 are just outshining the last 2 when it comes to it. It's typical when it comes to a lot of sets of cards. You know, the Great Witches, the Egyptian gods, and stuff like that. I feel like that's pretty much a lot of people's just overall scenario of here's 2 to 3 of the great ones, and then here's everybody else. And I feel like Zella, Ricci, and Modu have the pretty much the best lineup when it comes to the Great Witches. I'm not saying Selene or Virtue are bad. I just feel like they just don't have enough oomph in my eyes. Maybe they have enough oomph in other people's eyes, but just unfortunately not for me. I think both of them would be great subs. If anything, they work really well as subs because of their active skills. But in terms of anything else, I don't see them being good leaders. If you do obtain them, because I do have Selene, I have Zella, and I don't have Ricci, I don't have Moto, and I don't have Virtue. But I do like the fact that even if they're not good leaders, the sub department is great for any line of monsters. Especially when it comes to a lot of the high class light cards. Selene would shine greatly. So Odin. Now, I just want to point Odin to have their new evolutions. That's about it. Anything else, I really don't see them sparking anything big. But in the case of my new players, or well, not my new players, but in the case of people who are new looking onto it, my advice to you all is that even if you don't get something that is spectacular, early game stuff, like a lot of these cards are really good early game. A lot of these cards that a lot of people say are really bad in the current setup is only because they're saying it due to what's currently out in their rank level of experience. If you're a low rank player, if you're just starting the game, these are still exceptional cards for you, for your team, in any types of setups that you can. But if these are multiple copies of them, of course, you can always monster exchange them for better options if you see anything that you would like as a better option. Now let's move on to the Jade Dragon Caller. Let's move on to Dragon Callers in the Dragon Bounce. We'll start off with the beautiful Gronya and Blonya. 2 out of 3 of the Sonyas, well, the original Sonya pack, still are doing strong, still have a lot of places and a lot of promise in the game. I am saddened that Red Dragon Caller Sonya did not have the ability to get a Mega Woken form, or maybe they're waiting to give her a Mega Woken form. And I want to see, excuse me, a lot of benefits from her, because everyone loves the Sonyas. Everyone loves the variations of Sonyas. When the Sonyas got new forms and the new forms were able to stack onto teams, they're so good on a lot of teams. It's just unfortunately the lack down is where they are in terms of setup. Because if they weren't in terms of setup, I think they would just fall back like a lot of other cards have. But there still is a lot of promise for them in the fact that they're both dual orb board changers, and that is still prevalent in the game, especially for a lot of solid leaders that do just say, okay, if you have this attribute combo with me. And with the last ranking dungeon, there's no telling if we could have more of those like that, where you need those two orb board changers, and you need to make extremely large amount of combos to benefit from. Now let's move on to the Dragon Bounds, Salvia and Ryune. Salvia and Ryune, I call her Ryune. No, her name is Ryune, and Salvia. Salvia, in my opinion, is still a good Dragon Bound. I think now we're having the what is it? The contact dragons. Their skill ups are coming back around. So if you did not get a chance to skill them before, here's your opportunity. If you grab them, skill them up, or wait till their particular dungeon comes in, then skill them up. And they're really good cards overall. Their evolutions are great. Their awakening skills are superb. And yeah, if you get the chance, get them. Next up is Kana. Kana fell completely just off. It isn't her fault because she still has a great active skill of giving what I think it's Dragon and Gods that extra boost. But I think their cards currently now they give it for 2 turns instead of 1. And she, like I think the real hit is that the team she was built for, or the team that she helped support, has fallen itself out. And Rod Dragon, as much as we like to, as much as I hate to say it, but Rod Dragon has not been relevant at all. And I haven't really seen Dark Rod Dragon do anything better. And it's very disappointing to say that, but I feel kind of unfortunately just got the shaft due to her current leader. She isn't really good herself as a leader, but hopefully maybe in the future with some newer cards we can see Kana come back. Fenrir Viz. Jammers are not a problem. Jammers are not a thing. He is the jammer game. And Fenrir Viz can still hold some potential setups. So if you do get any Fenrirs, keep hold to them, because I heard the jammer setup can be extremely good. I've seen some jammer stuff. Oh, excuse me, some jammer stuff, and mostly you just use the jammers for the combos. So it doesn't really hurt your HP. It doesn't really hurt your team setup. And I mean, most of the cards nowadays just turn jammers into other orbs anyway, so it's not really gonna hurt you. If you just need the way to clear off some hazards like poison orbs, Fenrir Viz can help, because I think Fenrir Viz can turn orbs randomly into poison. I mean, into jammers instead of that. So you have a lot of potential there. And I heard he has some really good stats to him. So that is my hurrah for Fenrir Viz. Let's talk about 3 out of the 5 Archdemons. So Paimon being light attribute, being able to drop some light orbs, helps tremendously, because there's still great light cards running around here. Athena's still here. Yogg is still leading the pack. And, future light cards, because we're getting back to, what is that thing again? I'm forgetting who's coming back. Oh, Yusuke Urameshi. And Paimon would be a great assistance to Yusuke, because Yusuke is light, and Paimon drives light orbs. And Yusuke's evolution uses light orbs. So Paimon would be a great thing. Dalion, Fire, Dark. Still a good combination of cards right now. So keeping him together. Grimry, unfortunately, I think is the shaft, because I don't see Grimry. I don't even like Grimry. I don't really see what her purpose is at this point, except for just being a floater. And if there are some good things with Grimry, good for her, but I'm not a big fan of Grimry. Or the lack of the real support the hard cross meta had, because the hard cross meta kind of just flopped on its own. I know they tried to revive it with that new variation of Mirror, but that didn't work too well either. And I think there was a couple of other cards that got like some boosts as well, but that's only because of the fact they were hard cross meta or they were cross meta, and it just seems to fall here and there on Death's End. Tim is known for pretty much all those killers he has attached to him, his 7x6 board, and in the lots of range that you can get from a 7x6 board. There's no negatives to a Tim. Most of the time, if you don't like a Tim's stupid active skill, you can just plop something on top of him, and he'll be perfectly fine. Yogg still leads the pack as one of Light's ultimately great leaders. You have Yusuke next to him, Yog, and just a couple of more cards. And Yog's a good sub as well. Yog's a great combo setup, a great Yog. I have so many good things about Yog, and I can't. I hope my next account. I hope when I roll, I hope I roll a Yog because I've been rolling cottons lately, and there's nothing wrong with rolling cottons at all. It's just my last time I rolled from a Godfest similar to this, I rolled great. I really did. I didn't expect to roll great. No one ever expects to really roll great. I thought we were really going bad. I only rolled one bad thing, and then everything else was really good. And it was like a copy of Cotton, 2 sets of Draco Blade, Master of Nine Strikes, and I think it was another card or two. That wasn't too bad either. So, yeah, I mean, if I roll Yogg, it'd be great because I have so many things I can set up for Yogg. And last but not least are Cotton and Nay. And Cotton and Nay are truly 2 of my favorite Dragon Callers because of the fact they share similar things, literally. They share similar board changes, similar board setups. The only thing is Cotton's Dark Evolution is better than Nay's Dark Evolution because Nay's really doesn't help much. And it has a lot of backdraw to it. And I think it drops Jammers. And I think a lot of people were very upset about that. That it didn't just drop light and dark orbs like the light in dark form. Or maybe a variation of another orb setup. But other than that, I mean, her base form is great. Her fire, water, wood, and light form are great. And Cotton, even though Cotton outshines her, she still has a lot of promise. And Cotton is just everybody's favorite little adorable dragon caller. And no matter what form you get her in, she is still amazing. So, that is pretty much it for me in this nice conversation about the highlighted cards in the Godfest. So I do believe that the next set of cards coming into rotation are the 3 Kingdoms. So that's Simigi, Jiao Chan, Gao Yin. Yeah, the 3 Kingdom Series 3 is amazing because that's all of the orb unlockers. And they're all 7x6 boards. So they're amazing. They rock. And then I forget what the other set of cards coming with them is. But, I mean, if you don't roll any of the highlighted cards, you might end up rolling some of these 7x6 board leaders. And they're still amazing cards. And they're still great setups. And they're still really awesome things. So, like I said, I think I give this a B- because there's a lot of hits, but a few misses. And I think overall, because it didn't have a lot of the stronger leads a lot of people were hoping for, you still have a lot of potential. If my advice to newcomers in a lot of, let's say, rank 200 or less players, do not be afraid to roll from this or Dragon Ball Dragon Caller and take advantage of anything that you possibly can. A lot of these cards still can be exchanged for a lot of other cards, or you can wait till Monster Hunter comes, or you can wait till the Yu Yu Hakusho collab comes, and then you can take advantage of the monster exchange there if you want to exchange some of your cards for them. So that's pretty much it for me. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. HPJ signing out. Take care.